back once again, ladies and gentlemen, to the North American ESL Pro League. My name is Blue. Joining me here this evening is Mega Man, and we're about to jump into our final matchup for the night. The first map, of course, is going to be back on Mirage, and it's going to be AGG taking on the guys from Enemy, now known as Selfless Gaming.
Yeah, so we're going to do our best to not call them Enemy tonight. We're going to try to call them Selfless because that is either their new sponsor or what they're just calling themselves for the time being while they rework their contracts and everything of that nature. So it's AGG versus Selfless, and we will see what happens here. But they do have a new fifth for the evening, at least, in Nifty.
Yeah, Nifty, an interesting pickup, as I don't think you have either, but I personally never had the chance to see him before, so I don't know much about his history and whatnot. But one of the things that I think Enemy has really been good for is like sort of building this team up from scratch a lot. So considering that, I would not think it would be too out of their way to sort of try and bring someone in if he doesn't have all that much experience behind him. But I don't actually know.
Yeah,
he's still the 10th, 5th. So
yeah, and that's one of the things. I mean, you look at Lucky, he found success with another team before. Mainline has found a little bit of success here and there. Relics as well. Uber really kind of came out of nowhere for this team and has been a force to be reckoned with. So that's one of the things, like you said, they've kind of just created this team and then structured it over the past couple of seasons based off of the players that they can get. So they've done a lot of really, really cool things with this squad. So I wouldn't be surprised to see, you know, another unknown player or another lesser known player come out, you know, speculation being that one of the people that they're going to be trying out for this fifth position is going to be Whitmer, which I personally would like to see on this team. But again, it's going to come down to how are these players going to perform when they play against the top tier of teams in the Pro League.
But they're giving Nifty a shot at the reins for now, so he'll be filling in. He will not, of course, be filling in for them this weekend at the LAN, as Kusta does need to play with them since he can't play for any other team. So since you have the option to use Kusta, I think you're going to go with that. So he will be back with the team for the upcoming LAN this weekend, but for the time being, Nifty is their temporary fifth that will be filling in all of their online matches and whatnot here. So we'll see how he is able to perform. Thankfully, though, at least looking at these teams, both from their recent performances here, this should be a pretty easy map for Enemies. Enemies been clashing with some of the big dogs in North America quite closely and even beating them on quite a few occasions, whereas AGG is still this new team, this new roster now that's trying to build themselves up once again, sort of starting off towards the bottom of the Pro League. So considering that, Enemy should have a pretty hefty advantage, not just in this map, but the next one as well.
Yeah, but, you know, playing with the stand-in as well can put a little bit of kink in the thing. So we'll see if they're going to be able to adapt to Big Daddy Odig making the calls. K-Kona's in chat, please. So we'll see AGG facing off here on Mirage to start things off. I'm not sure if we know what the second map is yet.
I can check.
Yeah, Blue's gonna run that by you guys real fast. We'll see what that second map is gonna be.
Overpass is what it will be.
Okay.
So
not sure who I favor on that one.
Like, I would still put AGG pretty far behind Enemy on that one too. Enemy's been pretty hit or miss on Overpass in the past, but for AGG, I highly doubt they've really even started to sort of get the team together on this map as of yet. So considering that, Enemy should have a pretty hefty advantage there just in terms of their strategy prowess and the fact that they have a lot more of a history playing as a team on this map.
All right, with that being said, we are going to go into the knife round right here, right now, and we'll see who gets the pick of the litter to start off on the favored CT side of this matchup. We saw, actually, in the last matchup, Splice versus Winter Fox. Splice won the knife round and ended up opting to go onto the terrorist side first, which ended up being a huge mistake. Don't imagine we'll see that in this matchup.
Yeah, so a little bit of hesitation getting things started in the knife round, and a little bit of lag for me, but looks like they're going to be getting things going now, and well, we'll find out in a second here. This is a very boring knife round, I'm going to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
Not a lot of action going on. Everybody's kind of just hanging back, trying to play it safe. It's not a knife round. Come on, just go at it. It's basically random. Up to it. And Uber is just like hightailing it out of here, man. Look at him. He's running. Oh, he jumped. Hold on, it's gonna close the gap a little bit. He's trying to parkour his way through this. But Ocean jumped too.
Gave it back. Yep.
This is like, I can't believe we're commentating this. What is this? They're just chasing each other. Man. Hold on, wait. Invert. Invert's trying to get sneaky. There we go. He goes in. Doesn't work though. Now they're fighting. They've had enough of this.
Oh, actually, Ocean brings it back. Can K-Kona do it? Can Odig K-Kona reincarnated. Can he lay it down in the knife round and clutch it out with a 3K? Uber on 12 HP. It's one slice and he's down. Ocean a right click away from demise as well.
Uber's got lower ping.
Battle it out, and there you go. Ocean's gonna take it. K-Kona's in chat, please.
Ocean will win that out, and of course this means that the guys from AGG will be starting off here on the CT side. Whereas with enemy, they're gonna have to jump over towards the T side and work from the ground up here on this first map. And we will immediately jump into it, guys. Decided to just switch, means it should be going live at any moment. Let's get to it, folks. Our final match of the night starting right now here at the ESL Pro League.
Right you are. So, AGG going to be on the CT side. Ocean, Invert, Els, Ruru, and Twist, the young gun here for the AGG side. And then on the Selfless, ex-enemy side, we are going to be having Relics, Lucky, Mainline, Uber, and their stand-in for the time being, their tryout, Nifty. And we'll see what they bring to the table here into the pistol round as we get started.
So the guys from enemy are actually going to go for a pretty split-up approach initially here. A 3-2 split. 2 getting ready to maybe make a play towards the A-bomb site, but then you're still keeping 3 in the back alleys, with the bomb itself, I should mention, too. Potentially getting ready to go for a push in B, but they'll hold back, but it's pretty preserved for now, and they are starting to move the guys off of the A-ramp, so it's probably going to be a pretty solid push. However, Ruru going to drive a wedge in between himself and the rest of the team, but it's not going to be a very solid one, as Nifty takes him down with a nice shot to the dome. And now they have a way opened up to get onto this B-bomb site, and one of the players from AGG has gone down, and also, we can see here, too, Twist is going to get pressured a little bit, but he holds his own and is able to take down Mainline.
Yeah, so the trade's coming out favoring the terrorist side right now, but it's going to be Ocean over here by Catwalk to try to hold this one down. Uber does manage to find his way to the end of the B halls, but the bomb is rotating back around through Underpass, and actually Ocean's going to hear this, so he revamps his strategy and comes over here towards Cat, but Lucky just denies that play at all from happening, and that's going to be a nice headshot. Relics pushing around here towards jungle side. Nifty's going to get a second on the round, and it's all down to Twist, who's picked up 2 kills, looking for some more, but it's going to be Relics to shut that down, and Selfless going to walk away with the pistol round 1-0 here on the T side.
All right, Nifty, not too bad. He's off to a good start, actually, there. Those 2 kills are actually pretty quick ones that he managed to get. Both of them are headshots, too. So some good accuracy from him. We're starting to see him pick up some shots, but that was just the pistol round. Now we're going to go through the anti-ecos here. And a pretty usual investment with the 3 rifles and 2 SMGs, Relics and Uber picking those up. Whereas AGG is going to go for the forced investment here. 3 CZs and 2 5.7s, all with full armor sitting behind it.
And that's one of the big things. Now they're going to get aggressive here on the A ramp, and Twist is going to play right up behind this smoke, probably until it fades and then fall off. He's actually got a flash as well to work with. He's the only one that's got any nades to work with into this round. Kind of be interesting to see them pop that flash over the top side of A ramp and go for an aggressive push, but there's really not a lot of Selfless players down there to really contend with that area. It's really going to be on Ocean over here at the B-bomb site to try to make something happen, as it looks like there's 3 terrorists getting ready to make that push in towards that area, but still very passive, slow setup here from Selfless.
And Invert as well, just trying to investigate, make sure these guys are not pushing out for Underpass to try and get quick mid control. But in a pretty safe position. Probably not going to be able to spot anything from there, though, as enemy, or Selfless as they're now called, continue to take things extremely slow. Like, they are barely moving across this map right now. 50 seconds left on the clock. So this is going to be a single play towards one of these sites, and they're going to have to start it now, but it looks like they're actually going to split themselves up a little bit here. Bomb being retrieved now in the back of the B bomb site, and 2 are going to start to fake out towards A. Whereas in the meantime, the actual bomb is on its way over towards B. And they were picking up 1 kill on the Invert there. It should be a pretty easy execute to finish off.
Yeah, this is just on Mainline, taking these guns away in the A-bomb site. They did manage to get 1 gun down. They actually eliminate Mainline as well, so that's going to be a 5-7 that's now got a Galil into this round. So a little bit of economical damage being done. So they take 1 rifle away. They take 1 MAC-10 away. But one of the things that I actually want to note on that round was Selfless moving really, really slowly towards the A-bomb site. They actually dropped a Molotov down into Sandwich and flushed Nifty out of that position. And or pardon me, flushed Twist out of that position. And Mainline being there, he cleared out all of Palace Halls. He had full line of sight on that. So as soon as that player peeked out, he was able to get that kill with no trade being made whatsoever. So nice use of the auxiliary grenades on the terrorist side to start off the matchup. So definitely showing that Selfless has got some poise into this one.
But enemy going to be able to close out this round, and Hells, no one's going to be able to challenge him, so they retrieve this gun, they keep it going into the next round, and Ruru as well with a MAC-10. Actually, quite a few big guns are picked up there, and that's a little bit of a boost that AGG will hopefully have heading into the 3rd round now. But for enemy, reinvestments coming out across the board here, Actually curious to see if they're just going to keep one player on a pistol, which is a pretty common thing we start to see some of these guys do. But nope, everybody 4 AKs and just a single MAC-10 this time on the main line. So everybody's going to go for the full rebuy here. No risk being taken, especially now with that Galil and MAC-10 in the mix.
Yeah, so now it just is a matter of time to see where they decide to go. Again, because they saved the armor in that SMG, well, not anymore. That SMG is gone. Invert is also gone. Nifty and mainline opening up. And they've already gotten a player into this B bomb site. That's going to be mainline. Now, remember, I don't know if you remember the match that we were casting before. It might not have been you that was casting with me, but it was watching Selfless on Mirage. And it was basically mainline buying a P90 and rushing the B halls every single round.
Lucky, doing some good damage here, managing to pick up the 2 more kills, and now it's just on Ocean. He tries to sneak his way around through CT, but is not going to connect. And he picks up that final kill T. So enemy start off with a very, very strong lead here. So the guys on AGG, now we see them getting the rifles into their hands. No op investment coming here on this 4th round. Not really able to afford that. As you can see, quite a few of these guys just going to focus on getting the utility investment instead. And it's not really going to leave them with a whole lot in excess, unfortunately, here. So immediately going to be forced on a Eco after this if they're going to drop this first gun round. An enemy on the warpath right off the bat here, going for some mid control and also pushing themselves into the back of the B site again.
Slow play coming out mid, and there's a dink. Invert, he should be able to know that he dinked that player off of the sound cue off of that one, so getting some early damage out. That's 89 HP. That's just gone off of Uber, but they're pushing very fast off the catwalk, and they're going to spot out Els. They take him down. Nice shot from Lucky. He's going to be able to entry onto this site. And he pushes through the smoke. Ocean is behind it. He's going to find 1, finds 2, can't adjust to main line, but it's going to be a 2-for-2 trade. Coming around here from the kitchen side is going to be Invert, who opens up on 1, opens up on a second one, and now it's down to main line. 1 versus 3. What can he possibly do here? He didn't even have time to get the bomb plant.
Agger sitting back too. They're not even going to pressure him. Nobody pushing out onto the site. They knew he's got to be here somewhere with the team. He does have control of the bomb, but he's going to try to sneak his way in here, looking for the first pickup on Invert. No one looking his way, but the spray is very messy, so Invert able to take him down through the corner there, finishing him off. And AGG will be winning the first gun round.
Yeah, and actually, because those last couple of rounds were pretty expensive for the Selfless side, they've only got 2 players that can really fully invest into this round. They might drop an AK over and buy up a Galil or a Tech 9 or 2, but this is going to run the well dry for the ex-enemy side. So if they can't get it on the board this round, then they're going to be in a little bit of trouble on their T side to start things off.
3 rounds already on the board, though, through winning the pistol. And when you normally expect somewhere between like 5 and 6 rounds he picked up on this T side, it's not a bad start. Especially if they can bounce things back right here, though. So not really going to be under a whole lot of pressure just as of yet. And if they can keep the economy low, too, just go through the transition round, get yourself onto an eco. Then when you get the guns back up again, you can just immediately stop them from building anything up and force them onto an eco to steal that round right back in your favor. But enemy ready to go for the execute here on the B-bomb site. Smokes abound, but Ocean picking up a first kill, looking for more, but Nifty finds the trade and takes him down. They're burning on their way in here, so Els will start to pick up some great damage too. He's going to shut down Lucky. They're really, really having a hard time getting themselves outside of the apartments, and they're going to continue to do so as Nifty picks up another kill on towards Els, but he's now the last player alive with 2 HP, and still no progress being made on getting outside of these apps.
Yeah, and Twist just posted and ready for him, so that's going to break the bank now at the Selfless side. They're going to have to go for the eco. And Team AGG getting a couple of rounds strung together now, and just like that, they've forced the save now on the enemy side. So a golden opportunity for them to tie things up, and if they can continue this momentum going on their CT side, it should be relatively good for them moving forward. If they can get, to that 10-round CT side half, that would be great.
But enemy now lining up for a quick push. Switching up the sights now as they're going to work their way towards A. Onto their eco round here, and barely anything being brought in. Just some smokes and whatnot to try and confuse the guys from AGG and try to force a plant. But as they rush in there, great pot flash. So Ruru gets so much free damage out. The rest of the team still stuck behind a smoke, actually. So the flash is going to fade away. They're going to try to respond on towards Ruru now, but Twist moving in. He picks up 2 kills on a Nifty and Uber. And this is just an absolute shutdown. The guys from Selfless get nowhere. And AGG doesn't even lose a single player.
Great use of the grenades right there. That Molotov and smoke combination over by the A ramp just delayed them long enough for them to be able to peek out and find those 1v1 duels, and they end up winning every single one of them. So not a player lost. That's really, really good. You can see the minimal investment. I mean, grand total is somewhere around $3,000, maybe $4,000 invested into this round from Team AGG, combined over 5 players. That's a great investment into a gun round.
So now it's starting to sneak their way back out. Nifty looking for the shot inside of the window room to try and take down Invert. Again, he's been actually pretty good so far with the rifle and trying to pick up some of these kills, but the rest of the team now still not going to follow suit and trying to take more control of middle, but there we go. There's Nifty finding that kill into Invert. Shuts him down from inside of the window. Lucky watching for a push as there's no one actually in the back of the B site. So they're going to be a little bit vulnerable here, but this is all to try and line up a push to get themselves inside of connector and eventually out towards the A bomb site too. As the bomb's actually going to start to wrap back around from middle and position itself just outside of the T-steps. Lucky sneaking up though. He finds another kill, takes down Ruru, and just like that, they found their pass into the A bomb site.
Yeah, Twist feeling like he has to make a play there, pushes aggressively into Palace, and he pays for it. Relics is going to be able to take him down, and now it's down to Ocean and Els. These are the two B players, so it looks like they're going to opt to go ahead and push into B halls and hold on to their rifles for this one, as no fatalities on the enemy side to start this round out. Now, not necessarily any kind of exceptional take from the Selfless side. It's just that Nifty got a really nice shot through the smoke, and then Lucky was able to creep up onto Ruru, who was playing aggressive there in the connector room. So those two kills completely unanswered, and now they're going to go for a little bit of a hunt here. Lucky at least spots out one. The money's not good, so they really shouldn't be chasing here.
But enemy going to start to move into positions at the very least to try and stop them from moving anywhere else. As now Nifty watching out to see if they try to retreat towards the B-bomb site, and we'll see in a second if they are actually going to move in and look for these kills, but they'll be mollied out, so no way. Actually, he's going to move in, pushing through the molly now, but 12 HP after he gets outside of it. That's going to be handing over his life on a silver platter, so Ocean finds one more kill before the round ends. Bit of an unfortunate play there from Relics. I think he thought he could have gotten out of the molly a lot quicker.
Yeah, a little bit of a bummer there at the end, but nevertheless, it is going to be another round on the board here for enemy GG, or Selfless as they're now known, but another buyout here. And Invert actually has the AWP now. This is the first time that we've seen the AWP come out in this matchup. It comes 8 rounds in, and look at this mid presence coming out from AGG. So this is going to be very interesting to see them push on up here, and now Invert's going to get a line of sight onto Underpass, and he's going to capitalize onto Lucky, so nicely done.
Nifty sitting back now. He's been pressured. It's going to be a flash tossed over here, but as Ruru attempts to push, Nifty holds his own, losing about half of his HP. But with Els jumping up there, he's going to get spotted, but thankfully another pop flash is thrown in there, and Els finds a trade to shut down Nifty. Invert with a great shot in the main line as he's dropping down from Tetris, and then follows it up with another one on towards Uber. Just like that, enemy are down for the count, and very quickly are going to tap out there with Twist finding the final kill into Relics. This game remains very close now at 4-4.
Yeah, it's a close matchup, and there you see the little bit of a change that happened on the AGG side was that AWP coming into play. Now that Invert's got that, he picks up 3 kills in the round that he has it, because now they go for that mid presence. Now they go for that aggression up mid that opens up the underpass peak, and he finds that opening pick. So already, 15 seconds, 20 seconds into the round gives his team an advantage moving forward into this one. So nicely done from him, and then AGG just capitalize on it as the round goes on.
So enemy actually going to try the same play that we saw last time when they were on an eco here too. Not really like a whole lot that we can really expect from these guys when they take these super light ecos. Some of them don't even buy anything at all when you look at mainline and Nifty. But some are going to have proof for some pistols to maybe try and find a couple trades here too. They find Twist back over towards CT, but him and Ruru are going to pick up 2 kills. So far, mainline only finding Ruru. But with mainline picking up that gun there, he's also going to be able to take down Twist too. Invert traded that back out by shutting down Lucky. And mainline trying to take some duels with these players over here just outside of jungle. But unfortunately, the real task here is to get the bomb down. So he needs to go back to this. He succeeds in doing so. But now he'll be the last player left alive in a 1v3. And he's stuck in the corner here by Firebox. And what do you know? It's going to be fire that forces him out of it. And Ocean still with plenty of time to defuse the bomb.
That smoke on CT had a huge gap in it, in which Ocean, I believe, came around from CT side and could have easily prevented the bomb plant. Uber basically just suicide ran right in front of Ocean in order to deny him from preventing the plant. So, an interesting little bit of a play there. Granted, they don't win the round, but the main objective was to get the bomb down to put the extra money in the bank so that they can buy up these AKs going into this round, which is exactly what they're going to do, and they've got full arsenal of nades to work with as well. If Uber doesn't make that play and they kill the bomb planter, that round is over, and they don't get that extra $800. That's a smoke, that's an HE, that's a flash grenade that they might not have going into this round.
So enemy back to the split play. But taking things a lot slower this time, and obviously from their positioning too, probably going to take some time to investigate over here towards middle, or try to throw that fake back towards A. They're just keeping these players now watching for aggression from AGG, and AGG have still kept to this mid play too. They're still trying to hold an iron grasp here on the area of middle. Ruru's pushed forward. He's not going to find anything there, but Invert catching Uber picks up the first kill of this game now, and already one of the guys from Selfless going down. Not going to be a good omen because it is going to split the final two here as well. Thankfully, no one's pushed in to try and drive that wedge and actually spot the bomb too, because we've got Nifty defending that. But now the question becomes, all right, we've lost a player. We still are all super split up. So where are we going to try to execute upon, as we've got no ground to work with?
Yeah, and Ocean playing up here in the window. He's actually going to fall back from this position, as there was a flashbang that came over the top of that B hallway. But bomb is slowly rotating back towards the A bomb site. And with Uber down and out, that's one of their very formidable powerhouse entry fraggers, and he's actually having a relatively quiet match. He's 2-6 right now, so he really hasn't made much noise, much of a ruckus in this matchup so far. And you can see they're playing very, very passively on this A bomb site. Ruru is actually up on top of Firebox. That's the only spot of aggression that they have on the map right now as far as the CT side is concerned. Twist going to go ahead and drop a molly over here towards the A ramp. They know that a hit has got to be coming here in a second, and that Molotov is going to burn precious seconds off the clock, and Twist opens up on the main line. So very disconnected from his teammates as that push is very, very slow.
Invert picking up yet another kill for the CTs. Now they're just trying to force the plant, but Twist didn't realize there. Relic's taking some time to notice it, but he does spot Ruru inside of Firebox and finds the trade. But 8 seconds left. Goes for the fake plant, gets up another kill on a Twist, and now moving back in here, tries to shut out Invert, but Invert gets the point blank shot. He's on point with that up today, and he's going to find another 3-kill round here.
Yeah, he's doing really, really well with the op. That's unfortunate for Twist, though. He probably would have been able to take down the last player, but he gets flashed by his teammate just enough that I believe that was Relics at the end, was able to find that last kill before he fell down. So a little bit of a miscue, but that's only one rebuy going into this next round, or pardon me, 2 rebuys into this round, as Twist and Ruru were the only ones to die in that last gun round. So nicely managed again from Team AGG. They're going to move on forward into another full arsenal. It's going to be a Tech 9 armor buy from the CT, or from the Terror side of Selfless.
Viper's a mid-control too, but it does end up getting spotted out by Els, so he's going to try to hold this, picks up 1 kill. Relics finds the headshot though to trade it out, but they do know that the play is on its way, and Invert just drops right down there and finishes off Relics. Now there's no separate angle that this play is going to work its way towards, and Ruru almost finishing off the final players on his own. Picks up a 2 for 1, and Invert rolling in there yet again to find the final kill. AGG only going to lose 2 players that time to enemy trying to rush, and enemy with no plant. Won't really have anything to show for that round, but they go right back into another gun round. Interestingly enough, we still do not have an op to be seen yet from Nifty, and he's going to be much slower this time, so he's not even going to be able to afford a rifle. He's only going to have a deagle.
Yeah, and that's a little bit risky for him, especially since Nifty is leading the charge for him at 8 and 7 on the scoreboard. So doing a tremendous amount of work for him, but this time around, again, it's going to be Invert with the AWP, opening things up, and that's already an AK down on Catwalk. Nifty goes down at the top side of mid. Uber does manage to answer back. Lucky coming from the underpass, but Invert's going to take the fight and takes him down. So 2 more kills for Invert. Twist onto Relics at the A bomb site, and it's all down to Uber now, trying to hightail it out of mid and get himself back around towards B. But Ocean pushes the B halls. He's actually in underpass right now, so Uber could get in towards B and maybe try to get a bomb plant, but Ocean's actually coming back on up. They spot each other, and now the information is relayed. 23 HP left for Uber. Not a lot that he's going to be able to do, and especially if he goes in towards B, because that rotation is already there. Els is there.
He just gave away his position too by firing, so now everybody can just rotate off the A bomb, so they know for sure he's here. And even Twist is going to move in and box him in, not even give him a chance to fall back and try to rotate towards A. So he's got T-watched. And as Uber tries to crawl his way out of here, he's basically set his own grave up. As soon as he peeks his head out over here towards the site, he's going to have to win a duel or end up going down, and it will be the latter that ends up happening, with Els shutting him down, and AGG and now up to 8 rounds. Enemy, after getting their guns, or after the guys from AGG, I should say, have gotten their guns in their hands, we just haven't seen all that much pressure coming out from enemy, and they seemed a lot more timid now. And as well, the economy management has just been abysmal here. They barely had enough cash to go for full buys in quite a few of these rounds, and even when they had, there's still no op presence being seen as of yet from Nifty. So AGG just shutting things down here so far since the middle portion of this half started.
Yeah, and again, it's going to be another underpass push. I was clearing out information, so the Selfless probably getting aggravated from the aggression here from the AGG side. AGG. And yeah, so now it's another pistol armor buy from the Selfless squad, and they're opting to go back towards A. They haven't had much luck here. And there's a pop flash in, pushing the smoke is Ruru, and he's going to get taken down. So Mainline's now got an M4 to work with, and we saw him do a little bit of damage with this the last time coming into the A-bomb site. But look at the rotation. There's already 3 CTs here.
Molly going to get tossed onto the ground. They're not really going to connect a whole lot of damage. They bring Mainline And Uber down a little bit here, but Twist pick up that first kill. They know they're trying to go for a heavy play towards Sandwich, but Ocean spraying him down, picks up 2. Relics and Lucky, and Hell's wrapping back around, stops Uber from retreating away yet again. So AGG with another very clean hold there. An enemy with another force that does not go very well at all. Comes the op from Nifty, and now's the real test here: is how well is this new replacement from Kusta going to be able to do with his primary weapon?
Well, here's the rub with this whole situation is because they've been going for these force buys. He hasn't been. Hey, this is the first time that he's had an op all half, and it's 2 rounds from the end of the half. Invert picked up his op at the 8th round, and he's had it ever since then. And now he's 15-4. So you see what the impact of that scoped rifle has been, at least for the CT side. So a little bit rough here for the ex-Selfless squad, and he actually doesn't even get a chance to shoot the op because the mid-aggression comes out from Ruru.
We're going to move in again for a second pickup. Mainline jiggle peeking him a little bit there, but Mainline ends up winning the race, takes him down. It'll be a 1-for-1 trade to start off this round, but AGG are still keeping their aggressive tendencies here. L's pushing up towards mid. He wants to find that trade to take down Mainline, but as he peeks out, he not only has Mainline to deal with an op, but even if he would have missed his shot, Relics was sitting just behind him up on top of that porch there, so more than likely would have died regardless. And you're really not going to get a whole lot of intel for that kind of play either. I don't believe he would have been there long enough to be able to spot the bomb. So AGG's 3 remaining players are just going to be split up.
Yeah, this is a golden opportunity for enemy to get to 5 rounds, or Selfless to get to 5 rounds, but the big part about it is how spread they are. But they're reading the situation right, and Invert actually coming over here towards B. Ocean's over here as well. They hear the op shot get rattled off, and now, oh, look at this. Uber's going to get found out. He gets seen, and he gets taken down. So Twist, nice job over there at the A bomb site. 35 seconds. They've got to make a play, and it's going to be to go down through underpass and try to abuse this one player that's playing at the A bomb site. So Twist, he's going to have an opportunity to get underneath the balcony and try to hold this one down as the terrorists come trucking on in. Are they going to clear it out? Relic's coming around the side, doesn't spot it. There's the bomb down, looking for another one. Twist going big this round. That's 3 kills for him, and now Lucky, he's got it all to do. And Ocean coming around from Connector. This should be an easy cleanup, and it is.
Twists with the big plays from him there too. Great hold and great overall, great controlling his presence there on the A-bomb side too. Keeps his position a secret that entire time and just absolutely decimates everyone from enemy. Credit to, or Selfless as they're now called, a little bit of a credit against the guys from Selfless for sort of not checking that sort of stuff with him finding those earlier kills too, but he just shuts it down. The younger talent here from Twist showing off in that round and stopping enemy from winning it there after they had a pretty good start.
Yeah, and again, Uber in mid, going to find some good damage onto Invert, drops the upper down to 44 HP, but not able to execute the kill. And again, with that being an AWP, it's a one-shot killing machine, so even if you've got 1 HP, you can still make a huge impact into the round. Now, he's going to have to be careful because Relics has crept his way up here to the end of the apartment hallway, so if he peeks out, he might be able to actually spot Invert as he's not looking in the right direction. He actually does smoke that off, and they're going to push on through that smoke. They catch him out. That nade's going to be off the mark. Mainline down to 9 HP, but they've gotten a little bit of A-bomb site control. Actually, pardon me, but they've got all of A-bomb site control. And now it's going to be a matter of these players rotating back in, pushing the Molotov. Lucky gets caught out. He doesn't know where those shots are coming from. Uber's going to go down as well. Very close to going down here in Connector, pardon me. It's going to be all down to Daddy Odig. What can he do? 1v3.
And Mainline even pulled back there too, as he did not want to go for the peak, but Mainline's presence is actually perfect because he puts himself just on top of the bench and it lines it up to finish off Ocean as he comes out of the corner. So, AGG with a dominating first half on CT side will end it 10-5. An enemy here on the CT side have a whole lot of work to do to get back into this game.
Yeah, but 5 rounds on the T side, still not a terrible half from the Selfless squad. A pistol round victory here is going to put them right back in this one, so we'll see if 10 rounds is going to be enough for Team AGG or if Selfless can come back into this one. It's all going to start in the pistol round coming up next, guys.
I think, obviously, CT side, like I was talking about before, economy management from enemy on T side was very, very questionable. Since there was a whole lot of force buys coming out. I think they were just expecting to out-frag AGG in these aim duels here, even with Tech 9s or whatever they would be downgraded to, and that was just not the case. Quite a few of the guys from AGG are actually performing really, really well here, really up to par. L specifically, along with Invert, had quite a few big rounds. Invert was doing some work with the op. Ocean showing up in quite a few of these rounds to finish off situations what might have gotten a bit dodgy, and Twists with that big play, finding the 3 kills too after there had been 1-2 trade at the beginning. AGG is on point today, and that's not something you normally see for a newer team like this, where every single member is basically having rounds where they're being the star player for the team. So they're looking just overall much stronger right now than enemy. And another player, too, for enemy that's actually doing really weak right now. I have to check the scoreboard when we go live again, but Uber, for majority of this half, was barely present in terms of his fragging power, where normally he's the player that leads the charge, and considering the fact that they no longer have Kusti, he kind of has to step up to be this big player for these guys, and he's just not doing that right now.
Yeah, so again, going into this second half, it's going to be really about the momentum. Is ex-enemy or Selfless going to be able to carry momentum from that last final round that they got into the pistol round, pick that up, and then run with it in the second half? Or is Team AGG going to close things out? Because if they win the pistol round, you could potentially see that 13-5 scoreline, and that's a tremendous hill to climb for Selfless. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see. And here we go, live into this pistol round. So, Blue, why don't you take us away here, brother?
All right, let's get into it, guys. We'll be live on 3 now. And checking it out just to solidify the point there, too. If you open up the scoreboard, Uber is in the bottom of the team right now. It's Mainline leading the charge, and Nifty, the temporary 5th, sitting just behind him at 8 frags. Whereas the rest of the team a little bit close to him, though, so it's not like he's leading by a huge margin. Mainly Mainline doing most of the work for these guys right now. But here we go now, starting off the second half. And the investment from AGG going to be pretty usual here for the T side, bringing quite a few flashbangs along with the smoke on Ocean. We're just going directly over towards the B-bomb site to try and line up a push.
And they're actually going to boost here into the B-bomb site. And they get this boost up in time. That push hasn't come out yet from the T side of AGG. And looks like they're actually... Well, it looked like they were falling off of the B halls, but this time if they do push in, Lucky is actually jump spotting this, so he's going to actually spot one out. Ocean coming out, playing a little bit of a lurk role here, trying to distract over the A-bomb site, but he's going to get one tap by Relics playing on the back firebox. And now it's going to be a push in towards B. Lucky, mainline, chiming in. Going to be one more here for Lucky as well. Last man standing over here on Catwalk, and Els can't get it done. Mainline picks up a second one of the round, and Selfless going to go very clean into this second half.
Yeah, that was an absolute shutdown there. Enemies, or Selfless's players, on point with their pistol fire. So that's 2 pistols in a row, as I believe they won the one in the first half too. But they did the same thing in the last half, and they won the anti-ecos pretty easily. But the big question is going to be how will they fare once AGG gets the big guns into their hands. No plan happening this time, so it's just going to be a light investment. And as well, there's not going to be a whole lot of utility on AGG, so they're going to have to get really, really lucky to actually try and find a plan here, which would enable a 3rd round force buy.
Yeah, going to have to get creative, and creative is what they're going to do. They're just going to barrel on out from Palace, and Uber and Relics are just shutting it down. And there you go, Relics, the money-making machine this round. That's $1,800 that he just pocketed on that 3K from the UMP. So, well-positioned, well-played, and well-defended from the enemy, and that is going to put 7 rounds now on the board for them.
I don't know if I would call that creative, necessarily, like 5 players rushing out of Palace. That's more of like a Hail Mary than being creative, which is my thoughts. It was basically, everybody push out. Let's hope one of us gets at least 2 kills so that we can try to get the plant here and the site's cleared up. And it just didn't work at all. So, AGG gonna start to lose their lead a little bit here. Still with a strong solidification on it, at least for this last round here, as AGG once again goes for a pretty hefty save. Most of it is P250s on the board here, and the guys from Selfless just shutting them down. Relics finding 1 kill there. We've also seen Twist go down. And barely any damage under the guys from enemy, but the last moment push now coming in for Mank. They're going to try to overwhelm Lucky, but he holds on to his own. Ocean, though, mid-air, finds the trade on the Lucky and takes him down, but the molly getting tossed a little bit to the left. It does force Els out of hiding, and a little bit of damage to Ocean, so Nifty's going to finish it off with a scout shot. And enemy will close out this round, too, to put it up to 8-10 before we see the guns getting in either team's hands. Big guns, that is.
Relics has got a lot of money. $10,000. He got 5 UMP kills in 2 rounds. I'd actually kind of like to see him hang on to the UMP for another round just to see if he can rack up a couple more kills with it. And it looks like he might actually do that, which would be really cool to see because that is very strong against armored players. 2 taps to the head. So, interestingly enough, he will stay on the UMP. He's got $10,000. He bought down a little bit. He's at $9,300, but it's against the full buy this time around, but they're playing the money management game. You can see they picked up 2 FAMASs, or at least kept 2 FAMASs out of the last round. And that's going to bode well for them as far as the money is concerned. Nifty bought down. He's going to be on an op. And Lucky had to buy down because he died over at the B-bomb site last round. So $1,000 for him and $1,450 for Nifty. But the rest of them are sitting pretty good, pretty healthy with this economy.
So Team AGG going to focus most of their pressure over here towards mid early on in the round. I believe with an eventual goal. They're trying to line themselves up with a push to get over towards Cat. Twits. He's going to get himself into this smoke, but Nifty, in the meantime, was allowed a shot onto inverts. They shut him down, He is smoked out to the wazoo now, though, so he cannot stick here. He's going to have to wrap around, but Twist, he's going to lock onto the headshot there and takes Nifty down. He missed the shot onto him from inside of connector, so they find that trade, even it back down to a 4 versus 4. And now that they have a bit of an advantage here they can work with, they are going to try to push this towards the B-bomb site. Enemy or Selfless is going to have to read this pretty quickly, and I believe they are, as they're already starting to shift the majority of their players closer to B to start to cover that more.
Yeah, you can see Relic's actually coming on through the window room, and he's actually going to have an op. He's going to get there just in the nick of time. Catches the backside of Ruru. The mollies go out, and it's a trade of kills. 2 of them get burned alive. It's going to be mainline, and then L's to follow up. And now it's going to be Relics with this AWP. He's going to find the first one. Ocean with the op. Not really known for his opping skills, but we'll see if he can lay it down in a 3v1 because he's only got 25 seconds, and he's not even going to get that far. Lucky blindsides him, takes him down. And another round for Selfless. They're now within 1.
And they'll keep the investments going pretty strong here, too. AGG, now the question is, okay, do we go all in and force again? And yep, that's exactly quick answer to that question. As we see forward, AK's coming right back onto the board. Invert, it's going to be the odd man out with a scout. And also a much less stock of utility coming in for most of AGG's members this time around. Just a smoke and a couple of flashbangs, if even that for most of these guys. So a very quick setup and a very quick push onto the A-bomb site will be the go-to strat for this team.
And that's going to be really what it is. They've picked up all of these smokes, so they've at least got that behind them as far as the utility is concerned. But a scout on invert, that's going to be so tough for them to work with as far as going into this A-bomb site. He's going to have to try to work a pick quickly up into the A halls here, but he can't really even go through. Ruru and Els are going to lead the charge on out into A, and now we're going to have a bit of a brawl over here as there are 4 CTs to try to defend this. And you've got one in the back of the site trying to get up on top, and invert, there it is. He's making the scout work, trying to go for the jump scout as well. Not going to be able to connect onto Uber. Uber trying to fend off these players here from back ticket booth, and he is going to be able to find one in Ruru.
Lucky flashing back in. They managed to completely blind L, so they take him down. But also another team flash, I think, is tossed in. So it's going to hold them back for a couple extra seconds. But they're making some good progress in the retake. Unfortunately, Ocean on point with his aim. Shuts down main line. Nifty moving back in. Takes out Ocean, but Twisted found another kill too. Nifty with the spot, though. Takes down Twist from behind Firebox. And he knows Invert is sitting in the corner. Huge play from Nifty. And he just finishes off 3 players back to back to back, shutting it down. And of course, the defuse is going to be no problem with plenty of time left on that clock.
Really nicely done from him. They managed to save the AWP as well, so that's going to get tossed back over to him. Tied up 10-10. Full AK buy on the board now. They did go for a force up in the last round, but they're in the money bonus now, so they're going to be able to buy up here. They've got a decent amount of utility behind this as well, so see if they opt to go for another fast A hit, but the bomb is actually working its way around towards the top side of mid. This time around, the CTs of Selfless not actually putting that op into window room, so where is Nifty going to be playing? He is actually over at A this time. No, pardon me, he's at the back of B. So they're switching up the positions, trying to stay mobile, but this time would have been a great round to have him up in mid.
They want to put him in the pressure spots, though, as this is a good chance to test him, too. And this is perfect because it's been red. This is good calls coming out now from the leadership on the side of Selfless. As Nifty's going to have to spot. I think Nifty's gotten a little bit too aggressive, though. Here's the problem. Is that if AGG have good pressure, utility trying to cover this rush, then Nifty might just get overwhelmed. But however, invert over peak, so he spots it. And now he's going to have time to smoke it off and start to fall back a little bit. Going to call in for some help here. Lucky falling back from middle, but there's smokes rolling in through arches, so he can't see anything. He's going to have to pop flash his way back in here pretty quickly. Nifty's managed to escape, though. He's on the back site now. Rune shuts down mainline, but Lucky responds, takes down Ocean. Twist picking up that trade kill to eliminate Lucky. So it's down to a 3 versus 3. They've spotted Nifty. Twist going to move in, takes down a flash Relics, finishes off Nifty as he saw that rifle around the corner just moments before. But now it's going to be all done to Uber. But Uber taking his jolly old time rotating in from that A-bomb site, going all the way around to Cat. So Team AGG is going to have plenty of time to get into their post-plan positions.
It's going to be all right because they just now realize that he's on the Cat side. Twist, though, is going to be able to take him down. That's a big 4K for Twist on the round. The young gun, the new acquisition for Team AGG, is going to be able to find that. Now I believe we might actually have a pause coming out from the Selfless side. Maybe just talk about what they need to do, because they were running rounds together, and then this B-bomb site just gets taken relatively easily from Team AGG.
Like we were saying before, I think they had the good read on Nifty trying to hold the pressure from B, but the problem was there is that I don't really think Lucky ended up in a good position to try and assist the team. I believe that was Lucky that was sitting on Cat, because he had to fall back, but he didn't really fully recommit himself to the B-bomb site. And there was a really great smoke setup that came in from AGG, so they were able to smoke him off completely. He had to pop flash his way back in, And it just created this really awkward encounter initially that Nifty wasn't really able to utilize all that well after picking up his first frag. And this combined too with the pretty quick pickups that we saw Relics, or not Relics, apologies. I think it was Invert. We saw Invert finding there, pushing back in and picking up 2 more kills onto the site itself. It's enemy being basically outclassed there on the B-bomb site. So again, good play from AGG. Just enemy misappropriating their player just a little bit there.
Yeah, so I expect to see Nifty going back towards window room this round, maybe even playing ticket booth in the A-bomb site, and then putting 2 dedicated rifles over at the B-bomb site. Him being able to pick up that opening pick and no trade coming out, just because he was able to get so aggressive in halls and get that forward position, he was able to bail out through the window. He actually even had time to drop a smoke in halls and go for a repeat up by Van before dropping a Molotov out. So that was interesting in its own right, but this time around he's going to be in window room, and they do go for the 2 dedicated rifles over at the B-bomb site, so this is the right call from Selfless.
And AGG back to taking it slow for this round, of course, but Uber maybe looking to get a bit aggressive too. The smoke is set up for the CTs inside of the T-ramp, but there's not really anything for him to see through, so after it fades away, he's going to be falling back and will hold the safe position underneath the platform, waiting for any inevitable push to come towards the site. His assistance will be in the form of relics. However, Enemy or Selfless have now put quite a few of their players closer towards the B-bomb site after what ended up occurring in the last round, and they're going to want to keep them there. But there is a possible fake brewing depending on how AGG want to position their players, and they too, I think, are still trying to make a decision as to where they're going to take this. But they're starting to move out of the back of the B site and the tunnels over there, so this may end up being an A hit after all, depending what the next few seconds hold here for the movement on AGG.
Did Invert just shoot at his teammate?
I was not paying attention to him.
I thought I might have just seen him try to hit a flick on his teammate. He might have shot Els down to 64 with that op. I'm not sure when that damage actually came out, but that may or may not have been what it looked like to me. But nevertheless, who knows? A lot of smokes going in towards A. If Nifty doesn't bite on this, he's going to have himself a field day at B. They're going to walk right into this. Oh, no, he turned the timing every friggin' time, but he does end up sticking around. He finds the first one, looking for Ruru as well. Goes for the repeat, but Ruru is going to capitalize. The bomb is very split up, and look at this fast flank from Lucky.
Uber's moving in so quick, too, to try to get himself in market, but he hears twists. So they know that that player's moved out towards mid and is probably going to move in to assist his teammates somewhere over towards Catwalk. Lucky moving in towards the site now. He hasn't actually spotted Ruru. He's now going to move himself out of position, but just as we were talking about that, the guys from Enemy find them both and shut them out with the snap of a finger. So Enemy will close out this round. They'll retie the matchup at 11 rounds for both teams. And of course, now for AGG, believe this is going to reset their economy once again, and in fact it is. But still might be enough money for a Tech 9 force if they want to try to do that.
I was actually watching the playback on the stream right there, and it was actually Invert shot Els with the AWP. He flicked on him. I was barely paying attention at the time, and I saw him for some reason pull the pin or pull the bolt back on the op, and I was wondering what the hell he was shooting at because he had a teammate in Palace, a teammate at A ramp, and a teammate coming from T-spawn to mid, and he ended up shooting him to 64. It's a little up tap there, no big deal, but that's going to be that round. And look, Relic's back onto the UMP. He's going to go for some money farming, but he's got to be careful because it is a Tech 9 armor buy. But
for AGG, going back to the basics in terms of what they're going to do strategically here, it's just an all-out push to the A-bomb side. All 5 pushing in at once. The blind spray through the smoke at Palace, too. Their teammate doesn't actually want to push out to Palace just as yet, as they haven't cleared it. So Relic's going crazy with the UMP. Takes down Invert and Ocean, so it's just down a Twist and Ruru now. And Ruru is at 15 HP as well. These guys really can't do anything. They've got good smoke coverage, so they may try to move in and get the bomb onto the floor, but Twist, he's looking for kills, and he's going to find his own death in the process, running into Lucky around the corner. Lucky shuts him down. And now Ruru trying to pull up the impossible with a minute left on the clock. He's going to back up a little bit there, but a nice headshot on a Nifty dispatches of him. Pop Flash rolls over. That should pull Lucky back over towards the steps. Mainline still hugging that left side of jungle. If both these guys peeked at once, they would have been able to take him down. Now he's going to fake the play. Just trying to confirm that there's nobody over by CT. However, that gives away his position, and they just molly him out.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see him try to stick the plant there, get the extra 800. Of course, he has no way of knowing that. Uber immediately onto the P90. He knows that it was a Tech 9 armor buy. He knows that they're not going to have any money because they didn't get the plant in the last round, so he's going to go for the nerd mower here and try to lay it down into this round. So Enemy GG, or ex-Enemy, New Selfless, actually taking their first lead in this matchup since pistol round of the first half. So that's huge.
Now it's all about keeping it, though. As we've seen them been battling this battle for quite some time, but already Relics, as you were mentioning before, they already knew this was an eco round, so Relics just gets super aggressive, pushes, finds Twist, and the team is completely unaware as to the fact that he had gotten this aggressive, so they're going to combo this into a second kill, too. L's moved to top mid to find a trade. That's a long-range duel versus a rifle when you have no armor, and at most a P250. So another kill will be scored for Relics for free. With virtually 0 damage, and in fact, yeah, exactly 0 damage going on to the guys from enemies so far. Another nade connects on the Ocean. He's down at 78. Relics peeks mid again and finds another kill, takes down Ruru. So this is the buffet for Relics. Not mainline, he wants some of it. He's gonna pop flash his way out to the apartments there and takes down the final 2.
Yeah, this beautiful pop flash caught him completely off. Takes him down, and now a 2-round lead for Selfless, moving forward into the 10th round of the second half. They're going to have plenty of money to work with. Mainline, I believe, actually getting the P90 from Uber, maybe? Yeah, so Mainline's going to have a P90 this time around. We've seen him do some work with this in the past. He's actually up there with the rest of his team. It's Uber that's lagging behind right now at 9 and 12. He does have 4 assists, but Relic's leading the charge at 21. 17 for Lucky, 16 for Nifty, and 18 for Mainline. So each player contributing in their own right, with the exception of Uber, who's a little bit behind the rest of them.
Bag back to kicking it up here now. As Lucky gets aggressive, he pushes down. There's a great pop flash, moves in, Invert's dead, Ocean's dead, and they get control of the bomb. And this was perfectly timed for enemy too, because they were about to push in from underpass, so they're going to get 2 more kills potentially. Ruru strikes back a little bit. He's able to take down Relics, but he can't continue to force his way out there because enemy's just waiting for him around the corner. If he goes out towards that, he's going to be a dead man. So now Els and Ruru have to try and find some way to recover to this. Thankfully, there's not a whole lot of pressure on the bomb, so Els can recover this, but they're still working a 2 versus 4 with 0 map control, and Ruru is stuck in a very hard position now to hold.
Yeah, and the big thing is if Nifty actually rotated around to connector to watch that, but he actually hightails it through Murder Hole and works his way back towards the A bomb site, so they're going to stack up 2 and 2. They've actually given up connector control, but Uber is up in the Palace Halls. Oh, and Nifty actually peeking a little bit late. He doesn't realize that Ruru has made it into jungle. So from this position, he might be able to find some extra damage. Maybe onto this player over here in CT. It's Lucky, and Lucky is going to be ready for it. Takes him down. That's a triple on the round for him. L's coming from connector side. At least takes the op out of the hands of Nifty.
Now L's 20 seconds left on the clock. He's going to have to try to work something here, but he's been surrounded. Mainline peeking him through connector. Uber getting into a battle with him too, and Uber, as he did fully commit himself up to the top of the steps, he is going to be able to close things out there. So 14 to 11. Enemy have mounted their lead up and are continuing to move forward with it here as well. And for AGG, there's just not enough money left. If they want to force it here to try and prevent enemy from getting up to the 15th round, they're going to do it. And it looks like that is what the plan is going to be. A bit of a last-minute one, too, with this buy happening, with just about 3 seconds left on the clock before the round starts. So I'm not imagining anything super advanced or super planned from AGG, which does not give me good hopes, because most of these forces have just not gone that well before this as well, as we take a look at the history in this half.
Yeah, one of the big things, they didn't salvage the op into this round, so Nifty had to buy down. He's at 100 HP, but look at this stack that they have in mid. Lucky watching from connector, gets the headshot onto Ruru. Now if they go for that mid presence, they've got the head stack here in middle, and that's Uber up on top. The smoke comes out, but look at how fast he can get up on Cat behind this. And he's going to be able to spray down 1 to 32 HP. Mainline is going to be there. Uber's going to be able to check in with another one, and Lucky is there for the cleanup. This round is over.
L's holding out for now. Picks up a kill into Uber and retrieves the bomb. But it's basically the same situations that we've had in plenty of these rounds before, where enemy just decimates AGG early on in the gun round, or the gunfight, I should say. And then it's brought down to this one player to try and clutch out an impossible task. So he'll be running away. Looks like he's going to try to push his way over towards the B bomb site. Well, 50 seconds left on the clock. There's basically 0 hope of him being able to save this gun. If this had happened much later on in the half, okay, maybe he could go hide in a corner and try to keep this gun for the next round, since they're not really going to have anything, but this is not the case. He has to attempt, try to get the bomb down to give his team a little bit of extra cash, but as he pushes in, Relics is waiting for him. El's with a good spot, actually. He does see him boosted up on top of there, but now his teammates have been alerted, so as he pushes back in, Relic's just going to win the duel anyway. So there you have it, 15 to 11, and AGG are just going to force up with pistols here, and what's going to be the final round. Actually, they could probably afford a couple rifles, too, now that I'm looking at the money they actually have.
Yeah, 3,700. They're probably going to go, well, you already got a Galil on the board from Ocean. Galil on the board from Twist. They can buy a Galil or an AK on Els. He's not going to have any nades to work with. Scout in the hands of Invert and an AK for Ruru. So it's a decent buy. They don't have a lot of smokes to work with, and it looks like they're opting for an A strategy, so they only have 3 smokes And look at this push and underpass. They've already cleared this out, so they're already going to know. So they're going to have a really quick flank coming in towards the A bomb site, and you can already see Lucky's moving his way off of A, or off of B, pardon me. He's going to find his way over to A. Relic's watching from connector. He's going to be primed and ready to go for this one as well. And the smokes come in. They've got one for CT, one for jungle, one for stairs. And now we see Relics. He's going to get aggressive behind this, so he's going to push on out. He's going to find first blood. Maybe. No, he actually goes down, so there's a good find early on.
Lucky, though, springs to the smoke, manages to grab Twist. Rue responds to that, though, and takes down Lucky right after that. But now the flank is rolling in here. Mainline finding a kill into Els. It was a great peek from Invert to take down Mainline directly after that. But he got greedy, re-peeked it, and Uber punishes him for that. However, Rue is still hanging on. He picks down Uber, and it's all on Nifty. But he finds one pickup, and now looking for that final one. He knows Ocean's behind there somewhere. Just spotted him, jumps up on the box, and closes it out. That's 2 clutches in this half from Nifty, and he's going to find it to close out this match. 16-11 is going to be the final score. And the guys from Selfless will pick up another victory here in the ESL Pro League.
Good showing from Nifty sitting in for Selfless tonight. He ends up, I believe, in the middle of the pack there as far as frags, but the impact of his kills was tremendous, especially once he got going with the AWP. That was one of the things that we kind of talked about before, is what role is this player going to have? Because Kusta being one of the most dominant offers in the North American scene right now, how are they going to adjust to losing such a player? So they bring in this guy, Nifty. He's able to do a pretty decent job, even though he didn't have the ult predominantly throughout the first half. He gets it in the second half, and he does great stuff with it. So kudos to him. We're going to see these guys play again on Overpass in a little bit. Blue, I don't know if you got anything else to add.
No, I do not. And we should be going live with that second map, guys. At any moment here, we're going to put those players into the server pretty quickly. So stick around, and we'll be back with the second map between these two teams.